going to share with you 4 tips to make you a caulking pro. Stay tuned and we'll get right to it. I've been doing remodels for many years, and that has included a lot of painting and a lot of caulking. So I thought I would share with you some things that I've learned over the years on how you can make your caulking look perfect and the best tools to use. So we have 2 types here. We have the ratchet style and we have the no drip or dripless caulking. So we have this type again. This is the no drip. If you notice, it has a little spike at the end that pops out. It's fairly simple looking, and it also has a place where you can cut the tip off. This one, on the other hand, is like a ratchet style. You would have to press the release button here to release the pressure from the caulking tube, and it's more heavy duty. So which one would I use? Well, take a look. If you notice here, which one do you think has been used more? You've got it, the no drip caulking gun. Now, why would that be? Well, if you notice this, what happens is that moment that you're trying to go from here to release it, it actually is still pushing out caulking at the end. So it makes a big mess. It doesn't, to me, seem to do any better of a job, just more trouble. So this one's not my favorite. This one, on the other hand, it only pushes it as far as you want, and once you release it, it's done. It's not pushing any more out, the pressure's gone, so there's no more drip, no more mess. It's a lot easier to work with. So I really prefer this one. So we'll be using this one today. So now we're gonna go on to step 2, and you're gonna find out why I like this gun. The step 2 is cut your tip. Now, the tip, you don't want it to be a very big opening, and you want it to be at a slight angle. The more of an angle that you have, the more is going to come out, obviously, and the more down you'll have to hold it as you're trying to make your caulking line. So we're just going to make a slight angle and a slight opening. And we're going to do that with this hole right here. So if you notice, these particular type of no drip, they usually are the ones that have this. Unfortunately, the ratchet ones usually don't. So this is a nice feature of the no drip. So we're just going to put it in there at a slight angle, and we're going to cut it. So you can see here just how small of a tip that I took off. It's not very much. So this is a good place to start. With this particular type, it does actually screw off, and you are going to just puncture it this way from here. And that's what this little lovely doohickey is for. And then you just screw this back on again. Of course, I need to make this hole a little bit bigger. Okay, and that's why that's there. And then we're going to screw that back on again. What you would do otherwise is actually put the spike in from this end and push it all the way in, because not all of these tips come off, but this one just happens to. Okay, step 3. What you're going to do now is you're going to see that little tip there. There's an angle, and you want to find the very peak of that angle, and you're going to put a little mark, and I'll explain why in a second. So this is actually the peak right here. Okay, so why did I do this? Well, as you put your caulking into the caulking gun, it will tend to rotate after time, and since you want to know where that bottom of that angle is, you always want to keep the top of that line in your view so you know that you have it at the right angle when you're putting it in. So now we're going to go ahead and load this in here, and what you want to do is just pull it all the way back, put it in here, and we'll make sure that the line is up front and just tighten it down until it really feels like it's tight and there starts to be caulking coming out of the end. Did I mention there's a bonus tip? Okay, well, we'll get to that later. But for now, let's go on to tip number 4. And that is just add a little bit of soap to a cup of water, just a drop. We'll be using this to smooth out the caulking. I want to interject here that sometimes people use like a spray bottle with water in it or rag. It's just my preference to use it this way. I feel like it's less messy. The key here is not to squeeze out too much too quickly and to do a nice steady pace to the end. And then you're going to take your water and gently tap off the excess water and smooth out the caulking. Remember, you're not gouging out the caulking, you're just smoothing it out. And notice what a little amount of caulking I have on my hand here. And of course, I can't be on the floor without my dog Ella wanting to get involved. So here she is. Aww. And finally, here's a real world application of caulking. And there you have it. Okay, that might have been overly dramatic, but you get the point. And happy dance, because we did it. So we were able to do the caulking. We found the 4 tips, and I told you there would be a bonus tip, which is when you're done using your caulking gun, put a little screw right at the end, and that will help it to stay fresh for the next time you want to use it. And if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.